Love Inc. was a different story. Before Love Inc., there was BKS.
Okay.
And BKS is also a legendary group here in Canada.
Yeah.
Who the catalyst of that was Chris Shepherd.
Right.
I had heard about Chris Shepherd. I knew kind of what he did. And I got called through a friend of theirs, Anthony Vandenberg, who was a producer here in Toronto. And he recommended me for their recordings. And I just kind of went in because I used to do a lot of session work. So I was like, I'll go in and, sure, what do you need? So scream, hold the note, sure, okay, whatever. And I did it. I was not quite sure where it was going to go because it was kind of a basic track. And that track was Dreamcatcher, and it got us a Juno nomination.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, this is kind of where I want to go. So, it worked out really well. We did many more tracks after that. Astroplane, I'm in Love with You. Can't even remember all of them, but they all did really well and really kind of broke ground in house music and dance music here in Canada. And Chris, of course, is the person who brought dance music to Canada.
Yeah.
So it was all directions, all like gut, everything was like, let's go.
Yeah, I got to follow this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it was that I was in a different genre from all the other vocalists. I'm not a person who likes to compete with people.
Right.
I like to be in my own space and make it my own.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of people like to compete. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
So was this just after your time in Brooklyn then, or were they sort of overlapping?
Well, we were in Canada doing that musical. Actually, the Opera House on Queen Street, that's the theater.
Oh, wow.
And so it actually used to be a theater with seats, and that's where the musical was.
Yeah, it feels like that.
So, so it was, I think there was advertising on TV, whatnot, in the papers. So people were coming in droves to see the show.
Yeah.
So that's where we did the show. After that, it was, just a group of vocalists, all of us, doing different session work. And we would, oh my gosh, when Nelson Mandela was released, we were the choir that sang for him.
Oh, wow.
So we'd do all kinds of things like that. Bishop Tutu was at the church on Bloor. We sang there,
cool.
So it was a whole bunch of us we had different groups. One was an R&B group called In Threes. And we tried to audition, I think, what's the name of the group that came across? They produced Lisa and the Cult Jam. Oh, I forgot their name. Anyway, they came over, had a competition. We competed to get signed. We did lots of different things as new artists do to try to be seen and get out there.
Right.
So when the Love Inc. situation came and the BKS, it was like, let's go.
Let's do it.
I was like, it's getting radio play.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'd been working with a producer for a long time, and he would never kind of give me that time to get in and do my own thing. He felt I didn't have the right image and the right look. And then when the BKS stuff took off, all of a sudden that same producer was like, "Hey, how come you don't come to the studio anymore?" And I'm like,
It's funny how that happens.
It's funny. It is funny because I was touring with that as well. So they were all very great steps in my career. And then Chris disbanded disbanded BKS, came to me and said, I want to do Love Inc., a group Love Inc. I want you to be the vocalist.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So that's when you did a full record then?
That was it.
Okay.
Well, we did full records with BKS. We did, if you ask any of the fans out there for the Much Music CDs, those CDs have all those BKS songs on them.
Right.
So you're from Ireland. So you've got to tap into those. I think you'll like them too.
Yeah, got to check
them
that out.
too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what were some of those early writing processes like with Love Inc.?
Great. I did a lot of the writing with Brad.
Okay.
So Brad, we had incredible writers like Vince DiGiorgio, who wrote the lyrics of Superstar. Brad produced it. I contributed to the melody of Superstar. Broken Bones, same thing. The actual concept for that song came from a very dear friend of mine, was known as DJ Sweat, who's Corey Bradshaw, or AKA James Bradshaw, who's a very instrumental producer in so many house tracks in Canada. And he was producing a lot of the BKS stuff. And the whole concept of Broken Bones was his. And I guess Chris took it. Corey didn't get credited for it, but it became Broken Bones to what it is now. And Brad and I literally sat on a floor in a studio with lyrics and just kind of piece them together
Yeah.
to what you hear as Broken Bones now.
Wow.
We're like,
That's amazing.
let's put this together. Yeah, that makes a chorus. Let's put this one together. Yeah, that makes a verse. That was what we did.
That's amazing.
Literally to put that song together.
And like when you're singing some of these, like when you were singing some of those songs for the first time in the studio, did you know then, some of them?
Superstar I knew.
You knew?
Superstar I knew.
You knew right
I was
away.
like, this is a great track. I
Right.
had no concept of how big it would become.
Yeah.
Right.
But I knew it was a great song. And with Broken Bones, once we had put it together and we started I had the worst allergies of my life that day in that recording session. Like
really?
the worst. It was, I think we did it like maybe March, April, May, somewhere around
so
there.
that's spring
It
pollen.
was brutal.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was literally over enunciating to get the sound out, and it worked. And I was like, thank God. But so when I hear the song, I always remember that moment. It was a studio up on Steeles that we were doing it out of. So it's a lot of the memories come flooding back.
Yeah.
Certain things will randomly trigger it. And I'm just happy that it still means something to people.
Oh,
Yeah.
big
The
time.
songs really mean something. And that's why I continue to do it.
Oh my God.
Because
yeah.
it resonates deeply. It resonates so deeply for people. It
Yeah.
at times really blows my mind because there's people who are not familiar with the genre who'd be like, oh my God, you're like singing the same music. Don't you get tired of singing the same song? Oh my God, it's like, the song's like, 27 years old. And I'm like, okay, those are the kind of songs you want in your career. You
Yes.
want anthems. That's
Oh
what
my God.
you want. You want the I Will Survives.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you want because they live forever.
Yeah.
They really
They
do.
literally
Like
live
young
forever.
people are really
Absol-
into that song.
Oh, absolutely.
Dance floor filler still.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Club
Yeah, yeah.
It's
dance
like,
anthems.
I mean, I don't DJ, but I imagine as a DJ, if you put You're a Superstar on, people are going nuts.
Yeah. It's a guaranteed floor
Yeah.
filler for sure.
Yeah.
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 And I probably the first time I probably heard that song was probably on, do you remember Clubland TV?
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a thing over here, but I remember
No.
on TV and they would have all the dance tunes and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
song was definitely on there.
Yes. I wasn't there for the initial launch in the UK, which was 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say 2003. In Canada, I think it was 1999, 2000. That's when Superstar originally came out in Canada.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a whole story with that. That's where Mickey Medell comes in.
Right.
If you want to hear that, should I go to that part of the interview?
Yeah, it was. So I guess, what happened there for that? Because it probably didn't blow up then, the song, till...
it blew up in Canada.
Blew up in
It was
Canada.
massive.
That
Yeah.
album was the first platinum Canadian album.
Right.
Yeah, first dance anthem.
And you won Juno for that?
First dance group to go platinum in Canada.
Right.
So we literally laid the groundwork for dance
Yeah.
music in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that or recognize that, but that is true.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it took off in the UK because Mickey Medell came to Toronto on vacation.
Okay.
And of course, being the record collector that he is, he went to Sam, the record man on Yonge Street,
Yeah.
and was going through the crates, found the song, asked them to play it, fell in love with it. He's like, this is a great track because he owned record stores in Belfast.
Right.
And I worked with them and he took it back to Ireland, Northern Ireland, approached the label over there. I think it was BMG UK and said, I would like to press copies of these to play in my store. They granted him the license. He started playing them in the store. They sold out. The song went to number
Wow.
one, and
Wow.
here we are.
Wow.
Yeah, and the story doesn't end because once it went number one in Ireland, Dave Pearce, who's a friend of Mickey, was completely enchanted with the song, and he's like, I want to sign that to New Life. He signed it to New Life, and then it shot to the top of the charts in the UK. So that's when it went to number 5 or number 7 on the UK main dance charts.
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
had so it was all over London, Manchester, Wales, you name it. It was, and it spread out across Europe from
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And you say you don't like to compete, but that was a big time for dance music too, in
Huge.
general.